People wonder why the birth rate is declining because men don't know how to fucking talk to women. Literally stopped texting a guy because I said, so when are we going to go on a date? Got confused. He was like, I don't know what you mean. They want me to spell shit out for them. And then I do. And then they still don't do anything about it. And the crazy thing is then they act mad when I don't fucking respond to their text. And it's like, what do you want me to do, sir? I tried to spell it out for you and you literally couldn't compute.
Welcome to The Wall. Today, we're taking a look at women who are trapped by their own standards, demanding perfect men while not even meeting the bare minimum of what they ask for themselves. Every new requirement they add brings them one step closer to the wall, and the worst part is, they don't even realize it. Help us reach 170,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Like the video and drop your thoughts in the comments. We always highlight the best one. And a huge thanks to the fans who watch our daily videos. Let's get started.
Why do men date younger women? I don't think it's about the physical appearance. Yes, they have great bodies, but let's be honest, at 35 with injections and sports, you can be in really good shape. I think it's because they are much easier, much more easygoing. They can be easily manipulated. They haven't seen much of the world, and so they can be happy with a few crumbs. Whereas the mature women, we have expectations, we've been there, done that. And also, it's way cheaper to date a younger girl. So think about it. We have to change our attitude.
It's not even that. It's simply because that woman doesn't come with a long list of demands. And believe me, even if she says that with injections and working out she'll have a much better body, nothing compares to a naturally young and beautiful body. But I have to say, men are more drawn to women who are willing to join their life plan, rather than to a woman who already has her own path set. Think about it like this. You've got a woman who's a manager at 35 and you're 38 in the same position. You want kids, but she's hesitant because she's afraid of losing her job. You tell her you're willing to take care of everything, but do you really think she's going to put her financial security in your hands? I'm not saying she wouldn't, but it's very hard for a woman to leave behind her entire life just to join the life you want to build with her. That's the difference. A younger woman doesn't have that issue.
Dating these days is tough because I just want to be adored. I just want someone to be obsessed with me and love me loudly, the way that I deserve and the way that I love. I want someone to love me the way that I show love. And I don't know why that's so hard to find. It shouldn't be that difficult because it comes naturally to me. Therefore, I should infer that it should come naturally to some other humans. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Like, I want a relationship where I get to brag on my partner. I want to talk about how amazing you are, all the great things that you're doing, and how smart and stunning, and like how much I love you. And I want someone who does that for me as well. I don't want someone who's lackadaisical. I've dated the lackadaisical person. I've dated the wishy-washy person. I've dated someone who I cared way more for them than they did for me. And now, most recently, I had a partner who looked at me like I put every constellation in the sky. That person was obsessed with me, but in a healthy way. And I want that again. I feel like once you have that, you can't go backwards.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
See why I say women don't know what they want. She just explained how she wants to be loved and how she wants to love. But if you pay attention to her story, she talks about two guys she dated. One of them, the one she was madly in love with, probably a classic Chad she would have done anything for. And the other, the guy who loved her exactly the way she says she wants to be loved, and yet, she left him too. That's where the key is. The indifferent Chad had her head over heels, while the guy who treated her like the last Coke in the desert, she didn't want him. That's when you realize the saying is true. She says she wants one thing, but always goes for the opposite. Like I said, even she doesn't understand herself. That's why the wall doesn't forgive.
Women.
Okay, can someone please explain to me what's in the air in Utah County for dating? Because what's up with men literally doing a full 180. Okay. So I've literally heard of this happening to so many people. And I'm just like, what is in the air? Like, even with my ex-husband, I'm like, okay, we were married for 4 years. We're in the middle of building a house. We're doing, like the little TikTok video of like, we're checking the progress. We're doing a little video together. On Sunday, we literally went, we did our little video, whatever. Everything was going great. He's like, I'm so excited. Thursday, he wants to get divorced. Why? Because he has a feeling, okay? And I guess he didn't want kids with me. Okay, whatever. That's a whole other story that we're not going to get into. But literally complete 180. I'm like, I don't think you leave your wife of 4 years because you're feeling overwhelmed. Given also too, he wouldn't come to couples therapy, literally wouldn't do anything, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, flash forward now. My friends are like, oh, okay, you should date this guy. He's been divorced. Like, maybe you guys could relate. You guys could be good friends. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, whatever. I'm not really super into dating, but I'm like, whatever. Like, I just, like, need to get out, do something, okay? He is 29. He seems like he's got his stuff together. He seems pretty, like, emotionally mature, right? Everything. I figure, like, oh, he's older. He's like, yeah, like, I'm done playing games. Like, I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to have kids. I'm like, okay, like, perfect, because me too. Anyways, whatever. He calls me, we meet up. I feel like our connection was like pretty instant. Like, it kind of felt like we were best friends. Things were going really well, whatever. This man is going like all in, like coming on so strong. Okay, like notes, flowers. We literally bought a dog together. I'm his soulmate, all this stuff. Okay, he wants to get married, all the things, okay? I'm like, okay, like, whatever, slowly warming up to it. I'm moving a little bit slower than he is because I just got divorced. I'm, being a little more careful, whatever. Same thing, complete 180. I'm like, because he's like feeling overwhelmed. He's like, I don't know, I just like, I can't do it. Like, I need space to figure out my emotions. Given also in the beginning of a relationship, I felt like I needed space because I was like, I don't know, I just got divorced. Like, I'm trying to work all through these like new feelings with dating and stuff. And he was kind of like,
The first thing I'd say about this is, if you're going through a divorce, I'd recommend giving yourself at least 6 months to a year before looking for someone new. What happened with this guy, in my opinion, was the classic 3-month fever. That's when you meet someone new, everything feels exciting. You feel like a wolf back on the hunt, out having fun. That's why he came in full speed, flowers, love notes, talking about marriage and kids, even getting a dog, and then slammed the brakes. That usually happens when a man tries to force stability right after a divorce. He promises too much, too soon. And when he noticed you were moving slower because you had just gotten divorced, he realized he was skipping steps to fill his own emotional void. That's why he asked for space to figure out his emotions. It wasn't an act. It was a guy who got caught up in playing the role of ready for everything, and then realized he wasn't. That he was about to ruin his life all over again. Let's keep going.
he was kind of like, oh yeah, like, I think it's stupid for people to take space. Like, what does space really do? Like, he's like, in healthy relationship, you should be able to like work on yourself and be in a relationship, I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true. I hadn't really thought about that. I got married at 20. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I guess that's true. Like, just because I need to work through these feelings, I guess doesn't mean that I can't date you. Anyways, and then he does the same thing. And like, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt at first. I'm like, oh, well, maybe he's self-sabotaging. Like, maybe he's having a lot of fears, like, because he's been divorced, like, all these things. I like texted him. I'm like, hey, like, I really liked you. I thought our connection was really genuine. Like, I want to work through this with you. Like, whatever. He's like, totally shuts down. He needs space, whatever. I haven't heard from him in a month, which is fine. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, what's the point of like selling this fairy tale, telling like me, I'm your soulmate, that we're going to get married, we're going to have kids. Like, I'm just like, why do that if you don't actually mean it? And that's the thing too. The point of dating is to figure out if you like somebody, like, I'm completely fine if we date and then you're like, yeah, actually I don't like you. I'm like, cool. Like, that's fine. That's like the point of dating. Like, not everybody's going to like you, But I'm like, why the overpromising? Why like, you're my soulmate, all these things. And I've heard of like it happening, I feel like a lot. Even girls like guys breaking off their engagement just because they just can't do it. I'm like, what is happening? So anyways, I'm just like, what's happening? And if you're a guy, can you explain this? And if you're a girl, I'm like, are you guys having the same experience or what? He's literally the only person I've dated since I got divorced. So I can't say anything. it just was like, oh, this was interesting because obviously it happened with my ex-husband and then it happened with him. And also too, I'm like, you knew, like, I told him like, oh yeah, I kind of told him like, obviously the story of my divorce. And I'm like, and then he did like the exact same thing. He's like, that's so dumb. Like, I can't believe he did that. I'm like, babe, you are literally doing the same thing to me. Anyways, so please explain this. Is this happening to anyone else? And I have to know, like, what's going on.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
There are clearly two repeating patterns here. You're into men who tell you what you want to hear. That guy did exactly that. He told you everything you wanted and did whatever it took to sleep with you and have a good time. But when things started getting serious, he ended it. You might say, why didn't he just be honest? Well, the truth is, that's not an easy conversation to have. It's easier to stop reaching out or say, I need some time, and let you walk away on your own. That's exactly what he did, because that's the kind of man you're drawn to. You even noticed he was just like your ex-husband, because that's your type. And to be fair, you also moved fast from the beginning, because men are always going to come on strong with love. That's how most of us win women over. That's what he did. Once he had you, he realized you weren't the one, and he walked away in the least cruel way possible. That's what really happened.
A lot of men are probably going to hate what I'm about to say, but I don't care. I refuse to date broke men. I used to, and I used to think it was okay, and I have no idea why I ever thought that that was a good idea, because if you come from a certain background, if you have a certain lifestyle, like within your family, then I think it is only natural to want and expect that out of your partner for your future as well. Like, why would I want to live below what I have experienced as a human being, right? And this isn't like a totally biased perspective, because although I had a certain upbringing, I have also experienced both ends of the spectrum. Like, when I was younger, my dad used to be in mortgage lending, and when the economy crashed, that was really bad for our family. So like, I have also experienced like food stamps, having nothing, foreclosure. I've gone through that. So like, I also do know what that's like, and I've learned a lot of lessons from that, but that's not how like my childhood started, and that's also like not what my family is like now. So, all's to be said, I used to think it was okay, and I was like, you know what, like, it doesn't matter, like, I'll support them and whatever. And I've even been the one to pay for more stuff, and I'm like, you know what, I know that if me and my partner like wanted to start a business or whatever, my dad would help us. Why would I want that? Why would I not want a man that could provide for me like my dad did? Like my dad provided for my mom. My mom was a stay-at-home mom when my parents were married. I want that too. I want to raise my own kids. I want to stay home. I don't want to stress about money. I want us to have nice things, get to have nice experiences. I want that for my children. I think that that is perfectly fine. So yeah, that's my expectation now. And it's not like I'm lazy. Like, obviously, I have a job. I've made 6 figures since I was 22 years old. My dad doesn't help me. Like, I'm not being supported is what I'm trying to say. I can take care of my shit. But if I'm going to choose somebody as a life partner, they're going to take care of me, period. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Instead of looking for a man like your father, you should focus on being more like your mother. First of all, you're not living in your parents' era anymore. Second, even a 5-figure salary in some states today isn't enough to support an entire family, not if you're aiming for an upper-middle-class lifestyle. So why not keep your 6-figure job, which is already a lot of money, and look for a man you can build with, someone who complements you so you both move forward together? Because if you say you want a man who earns more than you, we're talking about someone making around $10,000 a month. Do you know how many men make that kind of money? Maybe 10%, and let's be honest, they'll have better options than you. So your mindset isn't realistic. You're basically asking for a millionaire. Modern women today have a distorted sense of reality, but the wall is there to protect them like their dad used to, because the wall doesn't forgive.
Say that are actually manipulation tactics. So as we know, gaslighting is one of the most common forms of manipulation, and it's when they're denying your reality or your feelings. So they'll say things like, you're being too sensitive, or you're overreacting, or when you question them about something, they'll say, that never happened. Oh, you're imagining things. Or I was just joking. Can't you take a joke? His goal is to make you doubt your perceptions or make you think you're overreacting. Control or guilt tripping. So making you feel guilty for setting boundaries or asserting your needs. So he'll say things like, after everything I've done for you, or are you just going to leave me like everyone else did? You don't care about how I feel. Or if you really loved me, you would... whatever they want you to do. Oh, you're so selfish for thinking about yourself right now. He's doing this to get you to comply with his desires and make you feel selfish or unkind for doing what you want to do. Future faking is promising a future together, so marriage, kids, stability, with no real intention of following through. He's just trying to keep you emotionally invested or manipulate you into staying. So he'll say things like, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've never felt this way about anyone else before. I see my whole future with you. Oh, we're soulmates. I just know it. Let's move in together, get married, have kids, and let's do it soon. He's just trying to get you emotionally attached quickly with unrealistic promises. Using jealousy as control and isolating you. So he'll be acting possessive, checking your phone, and limiting your social life. He's trying to isolate you and control your independence. So he'll say things like, your friends don't really care about you like I do. Or why do you need to talk to other people when you have me? I don't like you going out looking like that. Who were you texting just now? Or you're mine. He's trying to cut off your support system and create distrust. Playing the victim and deflecting blame. He'll say, you made me act like this. Or I can't do anything right with you. Oh, you always make me the bad guy. Or you're attacking me for no reason. You're the reason the relationship is falling apart. He's trying to shift the focus from his behavior to your reaction and making you feel responsible for his actions to avoid responsibility. Triangulation, so bringing a third person into the situation, saying things like, oh, my ex never did that, or my friends think you're overreacting. The goal is to make you feel insecure, jealous, or to question your value. Being dismissive or minimizing. He'll say things like, you're being dramatic, it's not that big of a deal. Why are you always so negative? You're making something out of nothing. Or why are you always nagging me? You always find something to complain about. He's trying to invalidate your concerns and emotions. Silent treatment or withholding affection. So of course he's not going to say much for this one, but he's going to ignore you, be cold, or be emotionally unavailable if you've upset him or after a bit of conflict. His goal is to punish you or regain control in the relationship dynamic.
Talking about male manipulation tactics as if every man is following some abuse playbook is a dangerous exaggeration. Not every disagreement is gaslighting, and not every you're overreacting is a form of control. Sometimes, men simply see the situation from a logical point of view rather than an emotional one. When he says, I was just joking, it might actually be true. Not every sarcastic comment comes from a place of malice. Also, saying that a man promises a future without meaning it is an unfair way of ignoring something basic. Genuine desire can change over time. A man might truly believe he wants to marry you and have kids with you, and later realize he doesn't. That doesn't make him manipulative. It makes him human. Men get their hopes up too. They also idealize. But when they realize the relationship isn't what they expected, they choose to step back. Nowadays, every boundary set by a man is labeled as toxic, when in many cases, they're actually signs of self-protection or personal values.
These are normally who my videos are for. However, for one video and one video only, I'm calling for the males, more specifically the single males. Don't get excited. I'm not asking you to come on a date with me. My single life is not that bad that I'm doing a call out on TikTok. However, I am doing the Lord's work for you. I think boys seem to think that it's a lot harder to impress girls than it actually is. Now, these are simple things, okay? But I fear some of you fuckers do not know them. So let me teach you. It's simple basics, okay? Number one, if you're on a walk or you're walking somewhere, the girl always goes on the inside of the pavement. Girlies should never be on the side closest to the cars. Now, this is because if a car comes into the pavement, you should die first. And it's giving this macho energy. It's giving this, you know what, hit me with the car first. I'll be absolutely fine. I'll protect you. If this Volvo comes rearing into us, no problem. I'll deflect it with my palm. Even more props if she's on the wrong side of the road. Just give her a little touch. Maybe a little waist touch, a little touch over, little gesture to the other side. 11 out of 10. Simple. Number 2, a girl should never, ever, 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 ever open a door. A car door, a restaurant door. Open that fucking door for her. And now all these feminists don't come at me in the comments being like, oh, we can open our own doors. Good for you. You do that. I'm stuck in the 1800s and I want some macho man to come swoop me off my feet. So I would like them to open the door for me. I don't want my hand touching any form of knob, literally any form of handle, anything, okay? I would like them to open it for me. Thank you very much. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not an immediate no if they don't do it. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you didn't open my door. I'm not going on another date. That's not it at all. But this is like tick, tick, tick. Like you want a glowing report in the group chat, tick, 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 if you do those things. If you don't worry. If your chat's still good, you'll probably get a second date. But like these are just the good hints and tips, okay? And finally, if you've had a good time and you definitely want to see them again, either plan or like drop in the second date when you're like dropping them off and be like, when are you free? Like, when can I see you again? I want to see you next week or whatever that kind of vibe is. Or drop them a text afterwards and say, or a voice note, personally, I love a voice note. Say how much fun you had and you had a good time and you would want to see them again. Then that cuts the whole game scenario. She's not going home thinking, oh fuck, I had a great time. Did he? It's a clear cut situation. Like I said, super easy. I feel like to impress a girl, there's so many fucking weirdos out there. Bare minimum. Do the bare minimum. You're flying.
Cars coming. You're supposed to dive first, like a true gentleman. You really have to listen to all kinds of things these days. The truth is, I support men being gentlemen. Doing those kinds of things definitely earns you points with a woman. Like I always say, if you're inviting a woman out on a date, it's because you're interested in her. So anything that adds to that goal is a good move. But nowadays, any gesture can be misinterpreted. If he gently touches her waist to guide her to the inside of the sidewalk, one woman might say, that's sweet, while another might say, that's invasive. If he opens the door, one sees it as gentlemanly, another sees it as him thinking she's weak. So when women demand these behaviors in public and in a mocking tone, what they're really doing is reinforcing the idea that men are constantly being tested, that every little thing they do can be judged and used to measure their worth. That's what discourages the average guy, not because he doesn't want to be respectful, but because he feels like nothing he does will ever be enough or seen the right way.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why does dating a woman these days feel like passing a checklist of standards? Has a woman ever gotten upset with you on a date? What was the reason? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.